Hello children, welcome to Nivedita School. Subject Maths, Lesson number 1, Large Numbers, Part 5, Class 4. So here, now we will study rounding the numbers. Rounding a number to the nearest 10. So let us mark the numbers 252, 258, 255 on the number line. So this is the number line. Draw the number line and mark 250, 251, 252, 253, 254, 255, 256, 257, 258, 259 and 260. Now see the number, first number 252. Where it is 252? It is nearest to 250. So we will write it as 252 is rounds down 250. It is nearest to 250, closest to 250. So we will write 252 rounds down to 250. In the same way 258, see 258 is here. So 258 is closer to 260. So we will write it as 258 rounds up to 260. When it is moving friend, we will write it as rounds up to 260. When it is going back, we will say 252 rounds down to 250. Okay, now see here, next number is 255. So 255, it is exactly the midpoint of 250 and 260. So it is the midway between 250 and 260. So we will write it is closer to 260. When it is 254, we will write it is closest to 250, whereas 255 is closest to 260. So we will write it as 255 rounds up to 260. Okay, now rounding to the nearest 100. Let us write numbers 362, 348 and 396 on the number line. So draw the number line and mark nearest 100. So we have to, first we used to write tens, now we are going to write hundreds. So here, see here, 362 means nearest 362 is 300, 300, 310, 320, 330, 340, 350, 360, 370, 380, 390 and 400. So up to 80 ends 400. 396 after that 400, isn't it? So 300 to 400 because it is rounding to the nearest 100. Now we will see 362. Where is 362? It is here. After 360 we will get 362. So it is nearest to 300 or it is closest to 400? Yes, it is closest to 400. So we will write it as 362 rounds up to 400. 362 rounds up to 400. Okay, now 348. See, it is back side of the 350. So it is 348, it is closest to 300. So we will write it as 348 rounds down to 300. 348 rounds down to 300. Similarly 396, where it is 396 is closer to 400. So we will write it as 396 rounds up to 400. Understood, children? Next we will write rounding to the nearest 1000. Let us mark. Now first we have seen tens, hundreds. Now we are saying what? Rounding to the nearest 1000. So let us mark 5632, 5249, 5895 on the number line. So draw the number line and mark the thousands. So 5000 to 6000. 5000, 5100, 5200, 5300, so on up to 6000 we have to write on the number line. Now mark 5632. Where it will come after 5600, you will get 5632. We will mark here, and it is in between 5600 and 5700. 5632. It is nearest to 5000 or it is nearest to 6000? Yes, 5632. It is nearest to, closest to 6000. So we will write it as 5632 rounds up to 6000. Similarly, 5248. So it is closest to 5000. So we will write 5249 is closest to 5000. So it round downs to 5000. Similarly, 5895, it is rounds up to 6000 because it is nearest to 6000. So understood now? Now let us solve the examples. Exercise 1.5, round off the following numbers to the nearest 10. See, now we have to round the numbers to nearest 10. So it is easy. 78, it is nearest to 70 or 80? 80. So we will write 80. And 217, it is, only see the two numbers. 217, two numbers. 17, it is nearest to 20 or 10. So it is nearest to 20. So we will write 220. And 280, when it is nearest to 80 or 90? Yes, it is nearest to 80. So we will write 280. 1822. 22 is nearest to 20 or 30? Yes, it is nearest to 20. So 1820. 436. 36 is nearest to 30 or 40? Yes, it is nearest to 40. So we will write 440. 7014. 14 is nearest to 10 or 20? Yes, it is nearest to 10. So we will write 7010. So rest are homework for you. Next, you have to write in the textbook as well as in your notes the exercise you have to write. Next, round off the following numbers to the nearest 100. So first we used to see only the two numbers. Now we will see the three numbers. Okay, 10,918. See here, 918, it is nearest to 900 or 1000? Yes, it is nearest to 900. So we will write 10,900. Okay, then 5,567. So we have to see three numbers. 567, it is nearest to 600 or 500? So it is nearest to 600. So we will write 5,600. Similarly, 2,257. 2,257. See here, 257. Only three numbers we have to see nearest 100. So 2057 is nearest to 200 or 300? Yes, it is nearest to 300. So we will write 2300. 634, it is nearest to 600 or 700? Yes, it is nearest to 600. So we will write 600. Similarly, 6433. 433, it is nearest to 400 or 300? Sorry, 400 or 500? Yes, it is nearest to 400. So 6433, three numbers. 433 is nearest to 400. So we will write 6400. Next, 2172. See here, 172. It is nearest to 100 or 200? Yes, it is nearest to 200. So we will write 2200. So this is what we have to solve, and rest is your homework. You have to solve in textbook and as well as in your copy it in your notes also. Next, word problem. The school canteen prepares lunch for 377 children. For how many children should they actually prepare? Round to the nearest 10. See here, they have given the school canteen prepare lunch for how many children? 377 children. So we have to round. And for how many children should they actually prepare? Round to the nearest 10. So 377. So we have to round to the nearest 10, isn't it? So it will be 400 children. So next, Pankaj was taking sweets for his friends at school. There are 58 children in his class. Then how many sweets should he take to round it to the nearest 10? So here 58 is there. If it is nearest to 10 means 50 or 60, we will write 60. 60 is nearest to 58, so we will write 60 sweets. Next, 68 students of the craft class are to be given one black glaze paper each to make a crow. How many black glaze paper should the craft teacher order to the nearest 10? See here, 68. It is nearest to 60 or 70? Yes, it is nearest to 70. So 70 glaze paper. Next, 1465 peoples were expected to the school function. How many chairs should be heard? Rounded to the nearest 100. So 465 is nearest to 400 or 500. Yes, it is nearest to 500. So 1500. This is what I will end my session. Thank you.